Rusty Wallace wins his first Winston Cup race ever.
Here's Wallace back on the inside, and he nudges. Rusty Wallace will win it here at New Wilkesboro Speedway.
What a finish.
And the checkered flag, the Winston has been won by Rusty Wallace.
He taps Rusty. Here they come off the corner. They're side by side. It looks like Rusty Wallace is going to win by about a half a car length.
And Rusty Wallace, the Missouri driver, will win here today.
Some like to take it easy, some like to drive it hard. I like to drive it hard and just keep the wheels behind me and keep it digging.
Well, to win the last 2 races of Riverside was probably one of the highlights of my career because so many big names won at that racetrack. Richard Petty, Pernelli Jones, guys like that, Mario Andretti. You know, so to have your name up there with those guys was really something.
I always look forward to a new track because I felt like if nobody had been there, I had as much experience as they did. I always thought I was a fast learner, you know, going from a short track to a big track was just different from the standpoint that the cars were different, that you had to drive different, you had different mentality on how to approach, and especially with a brand new track. Nobody had ever been on that racetrack, so where's the groove? So you go out and basically you let the car tell you where the groove's at. You go down and turn it, and this is where it winds up, so that's where the groove is. So I always like any new track, whether it was a new short track or a big track, I liked it because of the challenge of being one of the first ones to learn it.
Here comes Rusty Wallace finishing that last lap.
It's official now. There he crosses the line. Rusty Wallace wins the Winston Cup.
Man, when I won the championship in '89, for me, it was just a dream come true. I mean, a kid that grows up in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm not down south, you know. Going back a year, '88, I finally put a pretty good year together in '88. I won 6 races and went side by side with Bill Elliott right down to the wire, and I finished second. And then I learned a lot of stuff. I said, you know, I never put a big emphasis into trying to lead laps. I wanted to be there at the end. I didn't want to tear my equipment up. And so the following year, 1989, I said, I'm going to try to get all the bonus points I possibly can. So I led every lap I could. I did this, did that. And when it was all said and done, I beat Dale Earnhardt for the championship, won in '89 by, I think, 12 points or something like that. I was so excited, I just couldn't believe it. I mean, I look back now at me jumping on the roof of that car with so much excitement and stuff. And, you know, it's crazy, though. I won one championship, and I'm super happy to do that. But I would have thought I would have won a lot more.
This is it. This is the first time I ever won on a major speedway.
Now, your father was a champion before you. How much longer are you going to be in this business?
Well, I guess from now on, just like he is.
When I first started, I was fortunate enough, we really had good equipment. I wasn't that good a driver, but the car stayed in the race most of the time if I didn't wreck it. We always run second or third in the point standing, even, you know, the first 2 or 3 years. Then all of a sudden, in '64, we got that new big Hemi. And that thing was unreal. But you got to figure we ran like 60-some races that year, but I didn't win but 9 of them. So my win percentage wasn't too good, but my finish was good enough to win a championship. That's really what you go at the beginning of the year. You go run all the races, you want to win, and you just hope all them wins add up to a championship.
That is one of the best teams in racing right there, and one of the best drivers in the sport.
For me to be able to drive for Roger Penske was a dream come true. In fact, I'll never forget, we ran the first year of Team Penske, 1992, and it was kind of a crappy year. He flew down to Daytona Beach for a test session that we were in. We all met in a hotel room, and he says, I just want to let you know that, you know, it's been a good ride, but I want out, and I want to give you everything. And I said, what's wrong? He goes, you guys just aren't running it the way I want it. He said, I want to give everything back to you, and you go on your own. I said, look, man, I passed driving for Junior Johnson to come with you because you the man. And I said, don't spin out on me now. And that's one of the favorite things that Penske says now to a lot of people. He said, I didn't spin out, and I'm still in NASCAR. But it really upset me that he didn't think it was good enough, but I knew what he wanted, and I wasn't giving it to him, and the team wasn't. But then we cleaned our act up, and the following year, we went and won 10 races, 1993, because of all that pressure under Penske to do it the right way. So driving for Roger Penske and Team Penske was amazing because of the organization and getting all buttoned up and knowing what we were doing. So that was a big learner in my career.
The true guys that are really dedicated to cup racing, they race, they do their thing as much as they can, and then when it's over, they still support it. They still go to races, they still show up at different functions for race car drivers, and these are the people that carry the sport on from one era to another era.
I think what makes a driver a legend is a driver that's all in on everything when it comes to NASCAR. You got to win races. You got to care about your fans. You got to understand your car. You got to be in all them meetings. You got to care about the sport. And above all, I mean, you got to be a fan favorite. If you're a fan favorite out there, and you win a bunch of races, and then when you quit racing, the fans are going to tell you you're a legend. So that's just a few of them. There's a lot more. As you well know, it takes a lot to be a legend in NASCAR and a lot of hard work.
Thanks for coming by, man. That was enjoyable. I learned a lot. I hope you learned a little.
I learned a bunch, Richard. Thanks a lot, and this was cool. This is the first time I've been to your shop, and this is pretty doggone impressive.
You need to take your time and look around a little bit. Okay?
I will next time, that's for sure.